Hi, in this video I'm going to guide you around some of the slopes in Zell and Zell, give you a few tips, and perhaps more importantly also take you over into Saalbach, which is the adjoining skiing region, which gives you much more skiing to do. Introduce you to some of the Après-ski bars, show you how to get there, how to get back, and hopefully give you a good flavour for the whole resort. And at the end I'll give you a little bit of a summary of who I think this is good for and who I think this isn't so good for. So if you don't want to watch all of the video, skip to the end and you get a very brief summary. So yeah, please watch the video, enjoy it, and check out the other videos that I have online for resorts such as Solden, Obergurgel, the Grand Valera in Andorra, and there's a few others as well which don't spring to mind at the moment. And enjoy. Thanks a lot. As you can see from the piste map, there isn't an awful lot in Zell itself. I mean, the main lifts come out of here. Now where we are is here, so we're part way up the mountain. The advantage of that is you've got lifts going in all sorts of directions. The disadvantage is if you want to go into the town for Apres-ski, you've got to get a bus down here. They're every 15 minutes or so, but they stop at around about 6:15, I think. So you've got to factor that into all of your plans as well, or get a cab. You don't want to walk it. It is no, you just don't want to walk it. So looking at Zell itself, you've got some blue runs here, you've got some blues here, which is where the beginners tend to go, a couple of blacks which aren't too bad into the village, and we've then got a few reds to play around here. This run here can be quite icy in the morning. It's a great run, great red, to the halfway station. It's further than halfway, for the Zell and Zell Express, and that's if you're going over to Wehofen. So that's a really good run, but can be a bit icy first thing in the mornings. So let's be honest, you know, we're here before Christmas. Some of these lifts weren't open. You couldn't ski back down here, so you can cover this in the morning. There's not a lot of skiing, so I would say as a resort on its own, Zell hasn't got an awful lot going for it, but there are some plus sides. Before I get onto those, I would also add that because of this lake, it can get pretty cloudy down here, so you have to go up high to avoid the cloud. We were skiing up in Saalbach up here, and it was all clear, but you could see the cloud over Zell, which sits at about this sort of height here. Yeah, something like that. But the good news is you've got some great communication links with a bus up here, which takes you up to Kaprun, so you can ski on the glacier. You can have a day up there. Can get pretty busy. It's a lot higher, it's more snowshore, can get pretty windy, but it's an option. We haven't bothered going up there because we've skied it before. It's one of those places, in my view, you go there once and think, that was okay, I'm not sure I can be bothered to go again. But you know, you've got a free bus on your bus pass which will take you up here. You can also get over into Saalbach, and that's the real big win for me. Ski down here, jump on the lift there, it takes you down to there, and you've got a bus which will take you up to the next lift, or all the way to the top of the Saalbach Hinterglen Valley, and you've got masses and masses of skiing over there. Alternatively, you can get a bus from here, so you get the bus from where we are here down to the Postplatz here, and that bus will get you probably to the Schatberg lift, which is up here in Saalbach, in around about half an hour. So it's pretty quick and it's free. Just don't trust the times. They say that there's one every 20 minutes or so, some points during the day. We found them to be on the hour. They've just not turned up when they're supposed to turn up according to the schedule. So yeah, that's Zell and Zell, with Kaprun up in the top, and the link over to Saalbach. But the whole Saalbach area is, well, would fill that whole page easily. You know, it's much bigger. So if you're coming to Zell, you need to be thinking grabbing a bus or skiing over and doing Saalbach, because there isn't an awful lot of skiing here unless you're a beginner on the few of these reds. That's about it, really.
If you're thinking of using the buses, this app, OBB Scotty, is an absolute must to show you all the live times.
Just to give you an idea what I mean by the mist, it does sit down in the valley, so as you come up the lift, depending on the day, you leave the mist behind. So that means that Zell's a bit dreary quite a lot of the time. and you've got to go up the mountain to avoid it. Now yesterday the mist was a lot lower, sorry, a lot higher, so we were much higher than this before we got out of the mist. Gives you a good idea of the black coming down here. That's one of the blacks into the village, and you've got a red over there. Now bear in mind where we are not in Zell centre, we are further up the hill. Let's go have a quick look at the piste map and I'll give you an idea of the region before we start showing you any slopes. So we've come from there, which is where the three lifts split, and we've come up the Apres Express, which is a bubble. You might be tempted to wait for the telepherique, which comes up every 15 minutes, and if you catch it right it's quicker, and it goes to over there, so you can just see it coming up now. Well, we jumped on a bubble because we would have to wait probably 7 or 8 minutes for that, so we got here first, but that is quicker. And if you're going over to Zell am See, it'll get you over, sorry, if you're going to Saalbach, it'll get you over there quicker because that's the route to Saalbach, over the top of there. If you come up the Apres Express, so what we've done, then you have to ski through there, round the back, catch that chair up to there, so actually it will take you longer. So if you go to Saalbach, yes, it's worth waiting for the telepherique if you're trying to get there as quickly as possible. Anyway, this is this is probably a fairly central point in the whole resort. As I said, it's the week before Christmas, so it's not busy here. There's quite a few people here this morning, and we've had decent snow, so Zell am See is probably, you know, pretty good at the moment, and hopefully most of the lifts are open. So what we'll do is we'll whiz down towards the town and see how that looks and see what the slopes are like. So here's the proposed route. We'll stay on blues, keep it easy. Number 1, number 2, down the side of that lift there, and then follow the City Express as far as we can, all the way down to the bottom, and then come back up again. Now, when we arrived here 4 days ago, the bottom half of the mountain was closed, so we don't know yet what it's going to be like. And there's another option to go down here, and that's the whole of the left-hand side of the region covered. I don't propose to video all of the runs because a ski run is a ski run. If they get interesting or challenging I will, but this is the blue down, which as you can see is perfectly nice. Interestingly, you can see the cloud down below, and the lake really seems to hold the cloud. We skied the other day from Zell. Now bear in mind the cloud was probably, oh, what height would it have been? It would have probably been nearly up to that restaurant you can see in front. We skied over the top and into Saalbach, and there was nothing like as much cloud. So that lake seems to hold it, which can be a bit of a drag. But nice day today, lovely conditions. So we'll whiz down here and see what we can find, because to be fair, while we've been here 4 days, we skied it once in the morning, and we've been in Saalbach every day since. So this is going to be a bit of an exploration for us as well. I think I will pass comment at this point. A lot of the blues that we've done, especially over in Saalbach, are tough blues. That is a really nice blue, so if you're coming here with the beginners, I would suggest this would be a nice area for them to learn. Certainly this run. So we'll continue on down the blue and see how it looks. Slightly steeper here, but I think if you go over this side, it's probably a bit more shallow. Yeah. Nothing too challenging here, really. Quite nice. A lot of this snow feels like it's man-made, because we are quite low here. Zell is a very low resort. But the snow cannons have been going at night because it's been quite chilly in the evenings. All good so far if you're a beginner. That's the first part of the rundown from the top. If you've got a piste map in front of you, and I suggest you get one, you'll find them online. That takes you to this lift here. I won't try and say it. Oh, well, I will then. Après-ski, I think. Yeah, so nice blue down to the Après-ski. You could do that over and over again to get your beginners up to speed. So the blue continues around that corner there. There's a red coming down from one of the other lifts that just comes up from the town. And it's still really, really easy blues. Nice for beginners. You see there's a bit of a kiddies park there, which is also very pleasant. One of the other lifts comes up to the top there, look. Decent restaurants. It looks really nice. I've probably been a bit harsh on the place because I like big ski areas, but this bit, or this run, is very pleasant. So one of the advantages of coming the week before Christmas to somewhere like Zell is there aren't many people here, as you can see. The disadvantage is you don't know if there's going to be any snow. So we didn't book this until a week before, and we were watching the webcams and the forecasts, etc. And the deal was so good that we couldn't afford not to come, really. Yeah, but very quiet, which means the Apres-ski isn't great. In fact, it's non-existent. Anyway, for those of you with families, I thought I'd take you through this kiddie area here because I've no idea what it's like in here. Oh, here we go. Yes, we always like these. You can't beat a good hump first thing in the morning. There we go. I'll keep this video running and see what we find, and we'll give you an idea whether it's something you'd like to do with your kids. It's the usual thing, but it's all very simple, bit of fun. I won't be going through there, but we can have a look at it. What's this? Could be the kiddies slalom race now, I've no idea. Anyway, that was the kiddies park. Still on really easy, simple blues, heading back down towards the clouds. Bit busy here though, look. So yeah, ski school are us. I don't know why I just said the place is empty, because here, well, you can see for yourself. It's like every ski school in Austria has come to this particular point. So you've got to think, week before Christmas, very quiet, I said. What's this going to be like January, February, when it's getting a lot busier? This could be a very, very busy spot. Could be a lot of queues. Of course, we've not seen a single queue since we've been here because it's not busy enough. Just going to have a quick look at the map and get our bearings. So we're at the top of the Ariete Express. Okay, so that's the one that comes down from the far side of the valley. We've got reds there. I suppose we ought to go and give those a try as we're here. The alternative from here is to go back up the Glocknerbahn, and then I don't think, yeah, you'd have to ski down to that one and then go up again. So let's see if we can get down the Ariete Express. We've had lots of snow. It shouldn't be an issue, but let's find out. That's really interesting. So we've just popped over onto piece number 4 underneath the Ariete Express, which is a red, and I'd say it's a proper red. In Saalbach we've skied blues steeper than this, but that's because the blues were wrong, I think. This is what I'd call a fairly easy and gentle red, not jumped up. But as you can see, all the beginners are just staying up there, and there's hardly anybody on this piste. Yes, relatively steep bit here. Yeah, decent red. If you like skiing flying down a fast red, this would be for you. Fabulous red, that. Not a lot of surface snow on it, so some might say it's a bit icy. It isn't really. Is it, dear? No, it's fine. And we're getting towards the bottom. The cloud is really low today, so we're just about to dip into that and then head up again and try and find some more nice slopes for you. I should add that this piste hasn't got loads of clumps of snow on it, probably because a lot of it is man-made. If you look across there, that's at the same height, similar aspect, and there's no snow. Virtually at the bottom, there's the lift station. As I said, the cloud's very low today, so it's not really much of an issue, as you can see. we're just on the cusp of it. Okay, just to help you get your bearings, we've just been down that red there, back up the lift, and we're going over to the Glockner barn up there, and then we're going to follow blues all the way down to the bottom, assuming we can get to the bottom. I expect they'll be a lot busier because the red was quiet because there's so much ski school here. So assuming that is skiable all the way to the bottom, yeah, we're expecting company. A quick comment on the lifts. Down this side of the mountain, they're excellent. Heated seats, big lifts, carpet at the bottom so you can get on easily. They don't spit you out at the top, and they've all got a bubble to keep you warm. Although the other half of the resort, and that's the other half there, so actually you're getting a good view of the entire resort. That's one side and this is the other, so that's all there is to it. They're the more old-fashioned lifts, so you know, you might get hit from behind quite hard when you're in the queue getting on the lift, and you might get spat out at the other end, and you might get cold and wet and snowed on while you're sat on it. Anyway, we're going down the blue now. We'll see what this is like. In fact, I'll keep this running just so we can get a view over this brow. Big wide cruisy blue down through the trees, I think. As you come down this blue, you've got a right turn here. Don't be tempted to go straight on unless you know what you're doing, because left on is black, black or black, straight over there. But the blue is actually very enjoyable, very nice to ski. That's bloody annoying. They get you to ski down here to the sign, which is for the City Express, and when you get to this point, trust me, over there there's no piste, it's just rubble like that. So I've now got to pull my way back up. Bad planning, Austria. Right, so the City Express, that's the main run into the centre of town, main slope down. That's the one that should be used probably the most. It's closed when they've got plenty of snow. Not a good sign, which suggests to me also, if they're a bit short of snow here, it'll also be closed because it's very low. So there's a big downer, because that means you can't ski home at night. Well, we're back at the top of the Tracks Express, and I guess this marks the start of the other half of the Zell Valley, which is over there. And there's just a few reds there going down to the bottom of the Schmittenhohe lift, which is above the town. So a lot of people ski it but don't stay there unless they're going to get the bus back. We're going to skip that for now. I might come back and show you that, but it's there's not an awful lot over there. Certainly no blues. And we're going to go down the back here and catch that lift over there and go down to the Zell Express to get over to Saalbach. So I'll show you that route. There's not a lot of skiing over here. It's like entering the 1990s. You've got old lifts. You've got that one piece there with a T-bar to get to the top of it. This lift here takes you up to the top so you can then ski over to the Zell lift. And there's a very short piece around the corner over here which takes you to another lift, and that does exactly the same. Nothing very exciting about the piece, it's a bit of a path really. So this is pretty much it over here. We're just using it as a means to get to where we want to go. This run's quite nice though, I suppose. So rather than get that lift up, because you can see it here, we'll go the other way. The signposts take you that way. There's a little short red at the top here, or a little blue path around the side. I'll let you have a look at the red. Not too bad, and not too long. But we'll take the blue. As you can see, it's a dull path. It just cuts out that steep part of the red, which your non-red skiers might just struggle with. So this is just another path, not particularly long, not particularly exciting. It just gets you to a lift to take you back up, so you can ski to Zell down the Zell Express to Saalbach. Okay, grab your piece map. We're now at the top of the Kettenberg lift, and the main big lift that comes up to the very top stops to the other side of that hotel. That's the middle one if you're looking at your piste map. And down there, Saalbach and Leogang. So in the far distance, you can see a piste coming straight down. That's the Burnkogel. And on the right, you've got the pistes, which you've got the Koolmeis lift, and you go over the top to Leogang just there. So we're going to do that now, just to show you how you get there and how easy it is, because if you're here for a week, I think you'll soon get bored skiing Zell, because you really can do it in a day easily. Anyway, here we go. If you hurry to get over to Zell and Z and you're staying at the bottom of the Schmittenhohe lifts and those 3 lifts, the quickest way is to take the right lift, which takes you over there, and you drop straight onto the piste. Because we're coming round, we've either got to go down and grab a red and then come up there, or there is a path at the bottom of this lift. It was pretty sketchy when we did it 2 days ago, so I'm sure it's going to be very sketchy now. It might even be closed, but we'll have a look. Yeah, there's a red lift there which comes up to the top, but you can avoid it altogether. So bottom of this lift, 2-man chair, you don't see many of those, do you? So that gives you an idea of the variation of lifts here. But if you go right behind, you'll miss it if you're not careful. It's a nasty little path that can save you probably 20 minutes. Here we go. Not sure I want a camera in my hand when I'm doing this, but let's see how we get on. You get the idea. It's not very long. You go round this corner and then bounce along on some icy stuff, and then you'll be on the main piste. Here we go. And that's it there. My wife hates it. And now we're pretty much at the top of piste 21, which is the one that takes you down underneath the Zell and Z Express. If you don't fancy it, you can just jump on the gondola at the top and go all the way down to Saalbach. But depending on the conditions, this is a really nice piste. I would say in the mornings it could be icy. There are some steep bits. There are some steepish, narrowish bits. It's a proper red, but if it's icy, it's not terribly nice. So I wouldn't bring your blue skiers down here unless it's relatively soft and they've got a really good side slip or snowplow inside them. See this bit here? I mean, this is quite steep. You can't tell on video, but it is. As you can see, it's a long run. There's the top. Quite steep. That bit's quite steep there in places. Then it goes flat. Quite narrow in places. We've got another steep bit here. Then it goes flat, but the snow's not too bad on it today. So all looking good. And we're not a third of the way down the run yet. That's the end of that. Definitely benefits from a few hours, assuming it's a relatively warm day, which it is today, just to soften it up, not too icy. And then you need to get onto this lift here, which takes you down to Veehofen. Now normally the piece is open down there, so you can ski down the other side to get the lift down. Here you've got to go down some stairs and walk back up the other side, which is a bit of a nuisance, but it's not the end of the world. There's some very nice toilets down there, which some of you might need after doing that run. And when you get to the bottom, ski round to here, and this is the bus stop. You'll see the bus come down the road here. Generally he'll stop down there and you'll panic and thinking what's going to happen. That's because he has a little rest down there. That's the first stop. He does a circular route up to the Schönleiten and back again. Bus number 7 is the one that you want. It's probably the only one that's going to turn up. And this is just out on a limb really, so you need to go up to the Schönleiten to get up the other side over there. Or when you get to the Schönleiten, jump on another bus and you can go all the way up to the Schatberg, Hinterglemm, Saalbach, the whole lot. Right, so we're at the bottom of the Schönleiten. It's about a 4-minute bus ride from Veehofen, and here you can get the ski bus from that one there. That'll take you all the way up the valley to Saalbach and all the stops in between, Hinterglemm and beyond, so you go right to the top of the valley there. This one is for Veehofen and just as a circular route. Bus 7, remember that number if you want to go down to Veehofen. Now the other important thing to remember about this particular spot is there's only a lift going one way out. So if you're going to do the circuit, you want to do the whole ski circus from here, you can only go up that way, which takes you over towards Leogang. There is a very long blue piste coming down there, which gets awfully chopped up later in the day. But if you're going to ski the whole circuit, you need to do that. So you could start here, go up there and come all the way around and finish here, but be prepared for a very choppy circuit coming back down that side. Anyway, I'm not going to go into too much detail about doing the whole ski circus. We're just going to go up to Leogang, I think, and then ski back, get a bit of Après Ski. So you're welcome to join us or bail out now. Actually, I will give you 5 minutes on skiing the whole circus. So Vhofen, that's where we got the bus. We're now here, and if you come out, the circus is skiing all the way around those valleys. So you go up one side, round, back down the other. That's the run I mentioned, which is a lovely run, but probably in the mornings. If it's a hot day, that turns to slush, and it's very steep at the end. It's not really a blue. I'd say that's a red. So don't be tempted to ski that with beginners if it's hot, because it will be so slushy. We skied the circus the other day. We didn't stop here. We went straight up to the Schattberg in Saalbach, up that, and skied that in the morning, and then went all the way around and up here. I'm not going to go into details of how you ski that, but it's all fairly straightforward. You can just work it out on the ski map, but watch out for that one, because if you're relying on that one to get home last thing at night, it can be a real swine. Anyway, we're going to go up here, Schönleiten, and then down to the Polten lift and over to Leogang to probably ski the Asitz, which is a fabulous blue, and then back for some drinks there at the Burger Elm, which was happy hour at 3:30, and then ski down to Saalbach to come home. So top of the Schönleiten lift, you've got a decision to make here. If you want to do the circuit, go to Saalbach, go to Hinterglemm, any of that, you're going to go that way, past that restaurant and ski down. Nice easy blue all the way down, if that's what you fancy. And if you're going to go to Leogang, then it's this way, and you've got a mixture of blues and reds. Probably not too testing, as long as there's plenty of snow. One of the runs we went down the other day was a fairly nasty red, because the blue was closed, and probably will be today. The only thing you've got to watch out for is on the way back it can get a bit slushy if it's a hot day, and that can be quite hard work. For example, that blue is closed. This is also a blue, but it's quite a steep blue compared to the ones in Zell. This one's a bit steeper. It's not the worst you'll encounter. Yeah, you wouldn't want to bring beginners down that blue, especially as the light has now gone flat. You can see we've got some heavy cloud coming over. Forecast snow early evening tonight, so it's only going to get worse. So at some point we may change our plans about going over to Leogang. Right, well, we're top of the Polten lift, which is that blue one there, so you'll recognise that. It's the only blue one over here. This is the example I was giving also, where there's normally a blue that comes around there. Makes it a lot easier, but instead of that you've got this red, which can be a little bit challenging. Sue's gone down it fairly quickly, so it must be all right today, but it was pretty icy on Sunday. And then in the distance, one more lift to the top, and that's the top of Leogang. From there you can ski all the way down to the bottom, and it's blues all the way. Whether or not we do that will depend on this cloud. Okay, so we've skied from the Polten, which is basically down that red and down that blue there. And we're at the top of the Muldenbahn. We're now going to ski that blue across the top there, which goes down, which is a very, very easy blue, to that the meeting of those those lifts there. Now that blue down the top, I'm telling you this because I'm going to bail out and head home when I get there. That blue down the top of the Asitz is lovely. Gets a bit choppy towards the bottom on a hot day, and can get even worse if it's really, really hot towards the bottom. So you have to make a decision at that point if you're going to keep going. And then the other option is you've got a blue down here, which is in the trees, survives a bit better, and that's a really nice run down as well. But we're going to head for there, and there's some great restaurants I'll tell you about. As you come off the Muldenbahn, Don't try and pole your way up there and go over the top. You can't really see it very easily, but there's a little path that comes around the side, so just head over to this path and shoot around the side and avoid trying to pole up there. For a bit of fun, there's a speed check area on the left as you're skiing down, and then these are the bars and restaurants at the top of the Asitz, and they're all very good. Straight through there you've got the main Asitz piste, which is a lovely wide blue, great for beginners. I learnt there 35 years ago, and loads of restaurants, and they're all good. The Après-ski, a bit more oldie worldy charm, although it's all new. The Asitz brow, it's on about 4 levels, and it's really quirky, but the food in there is really great. It's owned by the same people as the one opposite, the Après-ski. And then we've got the chicken man here, who started off with a little wooden shed selling bits of roast chicken, and now he's got a very swanky restaurant in there, and the chicken is excellent, and the views are excellent as well. So wherever you eat here, you'll be happy. Anyway, I'm going to make my way back now. You've got a couple of options in terms of how you go home. It's that orange lift there, and you can go straight down this piste, which gets terribly chopped up in the afternoon because it's a very busy piste. Doable, but it gets busy. Or you can take the long way round down this track, which a lot of people miss. What makes this particularly interesting is that the gents' toilets up above, the urinals, are against a piece of glass. So as you're taking a wee up there, gents, you'll be looking out over this, and funnily enough, everybody will be looking back at you up there. That's it for a brief intro to Leogang. Continue on 212, that's another run down to the bottom through the trees, very nice. So a very recognisable orange bubble, which will get us home. I'm now going to do the reverse of what I've just done to get here, back to the top of the Schmittenhohe. Right, back at the Schmittenhohe barn. So we're over the Saalbach Valley again, and I'm going to be taking the main piste 166, it says there, 166, which takes you back to Saalbach. Relatively easy piste, can get a bit chopped up in the middle on a really busy hot day, but our primary objective now is to stop skiing and start drinking. It's a bit early, to be fair, and if you want a recommendation, then it has to be this place for the start of your Après-ski. Après-ski over here can start at sort of 3:30 and can go on till 7 or 8 o'clock at night, or all nights, depending on what you want to do. But we're going to the Burger Elm, where they do 2 drinks for the price of 1 between 3:30 and 4:30 in the afternoon. So why wouldn't you, really? So that's the plan. You don't want to join me skiing all the way there, so I'll stop now. Run down. Can be challenging late in the day if it's slushy. So look out for the Magic Sixer lift. This is the Burger Elm right next to the Magic Sixer. And then the run is home down that long path, and it's fairly easy the whole way. A couple of spots where it's slightly challenging, but yeah, this is the run home. Lovely on a sunny evening, which it's not. And I think we'll be here until dark and skiing down in the dark. Well, we're in the Burger Elm, and the mobile disco's just arrived. Yeah. The drinks have just arrived.
I'm drinking one.
Oh. Yes, it's already started. Now the problem is, we don't know how this goes, but Sue's determined to find out.
Here I go again, my, how can I resist you? Mamma mia, does it show again? My, just how much I missed you. Yes, I'll be broken hearted. You see my baby Friday. My, well, you just never seem so good. So good, so good, so good.
Now, I don't want you to think that I'm in any way encouraging or condoning this type of behaviour, but it's now time to ski home in the dark. Yay! Saalbach's about a mile and a half down the mountain. Generally the visibility, well, there's no moon tonight, so once we get over there it's going to be, well, we'll see what it's going to be like. Now, we do have somebody with us who's probably got a headlamp, so we'll probably follow him. Anyway, let's see how it goes. As long as you've got somebody in front of you with a lamp, you can generally see what's going on. Oh, we've got a light coming towards us. I don't know if that's a person or a piste basher. Or a skidoo. Well done, darling. She's got her iPhone out, so it's better than nothing. Anyway, this part of the path is really quite gentle and easy. There's Saalbach below. Oh dear, I'm losing touch. Need to speed up. The piste then gets wider and more chopped up, and a bit steeper and a bit more difficult. Note to self, bring a head torch next time. And here we are at the famous Schmittenhohe, which used to be the place. It's not open yet. We're not sure it still is the place. In fact, based on last year's experience, it isn't. Still worth a visit, I suppose. And we're on the nursery slope in Saalbach, so we can ski down to one of the many bars at the bottom.
Jetzt, da müsste mal die Schiene einmal aus, jetzt kommen.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Ach so. From England.
Okay, let's talk about the buses back to Zell now. Yeah, I don't know that one. There is a bus on the half hour. It's actually normally about 5:28, going from the Schattberg, which you need to walk down the high street to, which is probably about a 10 to 12 minute walk from here. And that will take you all the way to Postplatz in Zell. From there, if you get there to Zell early enough, there is a bus then which will take you back up to the Schmittenhohe lift. So you can walk back to the hotel if you're staying where we are at the Daxter. But those lifts stop at 6:15, so you need to catch the 5:30 bus home from the Schattberg, or you can catch it from the Schönleiten. If you do catch it from the Schönleiten, the lift, the bus stop is not where the normal bus stops are, it's out on the road. So walk out onto the road and then head up the valley to your left, and you'll come to a post bus stop. The bus you want is the 680, and it's free, it's on your bus pass, and it will take you all the way back to Zell. If you don't get the 5:30, you can get the 6:30, and there might even be a later one, but you won't get a free bus pass then up the hill. You have to get a taxi, which could cost you, I don't know, 15, 18 euros, something like that. So if you do want to do a night here, you can, but if you miss the last bus, it'll be an expensive taxi ride. Power CL, not in full swing, because it'd normally be, well, standing room only. Spitz bar, height of the season, standing room only, sing songs, live music and all the rest of it. So this is the week before Christmas, this is what you get. Well, we decided to go 50 yards down the road to the off-piste bar, where they have live music. Every night, or virtually every night, I think it's every night. So we're giving it a try.
Should we? Oh, let's do the reggae version.
No idea what it's going to be like. It's quiet, but we've got live music.
A little bit of Erica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rihanna's
And the wife's dancing, that's all that matters. So the off-piste bar is a great little bar. That's the owner up there, and he plays guitar and sings and just gets people involved. And some of it's good and some of it isn't.
My fire.
That bit wasn't. The girls can sing. Anyway, that's us signing off from Apres-ski in Saalbach. And the bar staff are good fun too.
A reminder, if you're getting the bus back from Saalbach, you need to get the bus from the other side of the road, not the main bus pickup point. It's bus 680 to Saalbach, but use this app.
Well, it's our last day skiing in Austria, and we've had fresh snow overnight. So this is from our balcony. It's all looking wonderful. But I think it's going to be a short day today, so we've got plans to do some après-ski over in Saalbach, but we'll see how those plans work out. Well, we've come back up the following day with every good intention of guiding you around the reds on the other side of Zell and Zee, and there aren't many of them, let's face it. But we decided we're not going to, because it's bloody horrible out there. The wind's blowing really strong, you can't really see it. We've had fresh snow overnight, but it's not pleasant, and I don't think you're going to gain anything, and I'm certainly not. So that's knocked on the head. So quick reminder, that's the bit you're not going to see, and it's just a series of reds coming down to the bottom. This bottom one wasn't open when we arrived, so you couldn't ski all the way back to the lift, but it's open now. So, you know, it's reasonable to expect this can be open most of the season, as long as they have got some snow. Yeah, so that's about it for skiing on the piste. Just give you a quick summary. Whilst I wouldn't be able to show you much by skiing down the reds other than just a load of white, this is the bottom again of the Schmittenhohe, and this is where all the reds come to. So as I mentioned before, you've got 3 lifts coming out of here, and the main run down, which is likely to be open, is this one there, that red. You see somebody skiing down it. It looks quite nicely pisted now. It was closed when we arrived, but it'll give you a flavour that you can, generally speaking, ski right back to the lifts and go up and down these reds here, which by all accounts are pretty nice reds.
As a thank you for tolerating the video this far, here's a money-saving tip. If you get your skis through Crystal or Brundle Ski Sport, you could easily pay £130 for a week skiing. My wife paid £54 and I paid £63 for a mid-range set of skis, and they were brand new. Use this app. The Hervis shop is right next to the ski lift at the bottom of town, and there's a free bus down there as well. It's absolutely great, and you could save yourself a lot of money.
Okay, so we've finished. We're just about to get on this lift to go down because you can't ski to the bottom, but here's my summary off the top of my head of Zell and Zee. For families and beginners, pretty good. There's not a lot of skiing here, but you don't need it. There's some nice blues, decent facilities, plenty of restaurants. If you are here and you're looking for lots of après-ski, it probably isn't for you. If you're looking to come here and do lots of skiing, it isn't for you unless you're prepared to use the buses or ski over into Saalbach. Now, we've had some great days. Our best days have been in Saalbach, and we've skied around the whole of the region there. But you have to be aware that the lift back closes at probably 4:30 depending on the time of year, and there are buses, and I guess that's one of the good features here. You can get a bus back here up to about, I think it's about 7:30 at night, back to Zell and Zee. Getting up to our hotel, you might need a cab because the bus is running up there, stop at about 6:15, but that's as it is right now, the week before Christmas. They might run a little bit later in the high season. So we've come here on a really cheap deal. I'll tell you now how cheap it was. It was a last minute £299, half board, flights, transfers, lovely hotel, pool, sauna. Great. It was a ridiculous deal. Best deal I've ever had, I think. So if you can get a deal here and you don't mind using the buses and you don't mind going to Kaprun and you don't mind going to Saalbach because you want to ski a lot, then yeah, give it a go. But I think this is aimed at families, and just bear in mind, you know, we're lucky it's a week before December, and look how much snow we've got loads. Even so, some of the pistes aren't open, but this is a resort that's going to get hit quite hard if in a bad snow season. If there's a lot of sun and they don't get a lot of snow, you know, this is going to close before many others. Saalbach's further up the valley, the snow stays a little bit longer, but you have got Kaprun. So overall, nice little resort. I wouldn't come back again unless it was the deal of the century. I'd try and get into Saalbach or somewhere like that. Anyway, that's it from me, over and out. Quick last view. And yeah, wherever you go, enjoy, and please check out the other videos. I've done a video on Obergurgel, I've done one on Solden, and what else? Oh yeah, if you're thinking of going to Andorra, there's one on Andorra. I've done some others as well, I can't remember, to tell you the truth. But check out the other skiing videos on my channel, and hopefully they're a bit briefer than this one. This was supposed to be a short one, wasn't it? I said at the beginning it would be a short video. Well, that was rubbish, because we involved Saalbach. And I hope you enjoyed the insight into a bit of Saalbach Après-ski, brief as it was. Cheers.